Welcome to PC Upper Intermediate, Module B, Day 8. First word of the day is absolute. Absolute means complete or very great, and it's an adjective. How many syllables are in absolute? 3, stress on the first. Absolute. I have absolute faith in her judgment. Then we have absolutely, which means 100% no doubt, and this is an adverb. How many syllables are in absolutely? Absolutely. 4 stresses on the first. Absolutely. He's absolutely correct. Number 2 is beyond. Beyond means further away or past something, so we use it to describe where something is physically. It's a preposition or an adjective. How many syllables are in beyond? 2, stress on the second. Beyond. Our house is just beyond the bridge. Number 3 is chest. Chest is the upper front part of the body. This is a countable noun. How many syllables in chest? Just 1. Chest. He folded his arms across his chest. Number 4 is of course. Of course means naturally or obviously. This is a chunk. As you see here, the stress is on course. Of course. Can you help me? Of course. So I took him out for dinner. He's so cheap. Did he offer to pay? Of course not. Number 5 is facility. Facility is a place, especially in buildings, where a particular activity can happen. So that's a bit complicated, but facility is essentially a place in a building where you can do stuff or use stuff. So for example, in a gym, the gym maybe has a pool. That a pool is a facility. It's a countable noun. How many syllables are in facility? 4, stress in the second. Facility. Our school has improved its facilities. Number 6 is coach. Coach is someone whose job it is to teach people to improve at a sport, school, or subject. It can also be a verb, which is the same similar meaning. It just means to help someone, to guide them. So if it's a noun, it's a countable noun because it's a job. How many syllables are in coach? Just 1. Coach. He's a high school basketball coach. Number 7 is being. Being is a person or thing that exists. So it's a countable noun. How many syllables are in being? 2, stress on the first. Being. So we often say a human being, which is just a person. She's an extremely kind human being. Number 8 is prove. Prove means to show evidence of something. It's an adjective. It's a verb, sorry. How many syllables are in the word prove? Just 1. Prove. The operation proved to be a complete success. Then we have proof, which is just evidence. Proof is a noun. How many syllables are in proof? Just 1. Proof. I can't accept that without proof. Number 9 is regulation. Regulation are rules from the government for industries. So it's a countable noun. How many syllables are in regulation? 4, stress on the third. Regulation. The government passed new regulations for the educational industry. So regulation, and we have the similar word regulate, which is government gives rules to industries, and it's a verb. How many syllables in regulate? 3, stresses on the first. Regulate. Her mother strictly regulates how much TV she can watch. Number 10 is risk. Risk is something that is a potential danger. It's a verb or a noun. 1 syllable, risk. In this business, the risks and the rewards are high. So from risk, we have the word family risky, which is potentially dangerous, and this is an adjective. How many syllables are in the word risky? 2, stress on the first. Risky. You'll live longer if you avoid risky behavior. Number 11, we have conscious. Conscious means awake or aware of something. It's an adjective. How many syllables are in conscious? 2. Stress on the first. Conscious. She was conscious of the fact that everyone was staring at her. Then we have unconscious, which just means not intentional, not awake, or not aware. Still an adjective. As we see, 3 syllables, stress is on the second. Unconscious. She was found unconscious and bleeding. Finally, we have consciously, which means to do something intentionally. It's an adverb. How many syllables are in consciously? 3. Stress on the first. Consciously. He consciously and deliberately broke the law. Number 12 is slight. Slight is small, not much. It's an adjective. How many syllables are in slight? Just 1. Slight. It was a slight inconvenience. We also have slightly, which is somewhat, a little, similar meaning, but this is an adverb. How many syllables are in slightly? 2. Stress on the first. Slightly. I'm slightly worried that she'll get lost on the way. Sentence 1. We can't absolutely prove he did it. We can't absolutely prove he did it. Sentence 2. It was slightly risky, but it was worth it. It was slightly risky, but it was worth it. Sentence 3. We are relieved that they are decreasing regulations. We are relieved that they are decreasing regulations.